Hey, this is Elizabeth with Mad for Macrame. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet this little pumpkin. For supplies, you'll need some scissors, a tapestry needle, a crochet hook, along with a cinnamon stick or something to place on top. I also have these little wooden tags and some bows. For cord, I have Bobbiny's 3mm braided, and I also have 5mm braided, which I think I'm going to use today. This pattern will work for both sizes. I wanted to show you a comparison in the sizes. I have the 5mm on the bottom and 3 on top, and then they look really cute stacked together too. I forgot to mention you'll also need some polyfill or something to stuff your pumpkin with. I've had a lot of people ask, when you use this braided cord, where do you begin? So on the side, on the bottom, you'll see a little knot. Sometimes it's tucked up inside. That's where you want to start pulling your cord from. To begin, we're going to make a slip knot. You want to leave your tail about 12 inches long and twist the end away from you and make a little loop. Then push the working cord through that loop that you created. Tighten your strings and then you can add your hook. To start row 1, we're going to make a chain of 18. This is going to make the height of our pumpkin. So yarn over and pull through. If you want your pumpkin to be bigger, you can start with a longer chain. Now that we have our chain, you want to flip it over to the back side. You'll see our stitches, the V's, and between each one there's a little back bump. This is where we're going to insert our hook for this first row. You want to start on the second back bump from the hook, so skip the one closest and go down one, insert your hook in that back bump, and then we make a single crochet. So pull up a loop, you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both. Each row will start with a single crochet. Now we're going to make link single crochets. We're still going to place our hook in these back bumps, but first we're going to stick our hook underneath this extra loop. So on the single crochet we just made, there's this little loop. We're going to insert our hook here and then in the back bump. So insert your hook in that loop, then in the stitch, and make a single crochet. So you pull up a loop. This time we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And again, we're going to insert our hook in this loop first, then in the back bump, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And that's how you're going to continue the rest of this row. I'm finishing up my last linked single crochet. You should have a total of 17 stitches. So our first one was the single crochet, and then we made 16 of the linked single crochets, giving you a total of 17 stitches. (16 and 17). And we started with a chain of 18. So at the end of each row, make sure that you chain 1 and then turn your work. Each time I turn my work, I like to have my piece in front of me and then flip from right to left, just being consistent each time you turn. To begin row 2, Want to find the stitches on the very edge. So you're looking for the V's that are on the very edge of the piece. We're going to start inserting our hook in the back loop. So right under these stitches, you want to place your hook under the back loop of this little V here. And you're going to use that back loop for the rest of the pumpkin. To begin, we start with that single crochet, and it's the second V from the hook. Insert your hook in that back loop, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both. Then we make 16 of those linked single crochets. And when we're going to insert our hook in this first little loop, then in the back loop of our stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all three. And again, you're going to insert your hook in this loop farthest on the left of our stitch. Then in the back loop, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all three. And you'll follow that same pattern for each row. When you get to the end, make sure you chain one and then turn your work. I'll meet you back after I've completed several rows. I just finished up several rows, and I'll be honest, I lost count. I think this is 19, maybe 20 rows. I'm going to show you a trick though where you don't have to keep count and you don't have to worry about it. Lay your piece out nice and flat and take one of the corners and fold it up, making a triangle. Now take that triangle and flip it over, and the corner of your triangle should line up with the edge of your piece. So you want the corner of the triangle to line up with the edge. That's how you know it's long enough. That'll give you a nice round pumpkin. So let's try it one more time. Fold that corner up, making a triangle, and then flip the triangle over onto your piece and check and make sure that the edge lines up with the point on that triangle. I hope you find this trick helpful. I always do because I'm horrible at keeping count. Now that our piece is the right size, we can join our edges together. So fold it in half, making sure that you line up the stitches on the bottom and the top together. Under these V's, we're going to make slip stitches to join the edge. So under the first stitch on the bottom, insert your hook, and then insert your hook under the first stitch from the top. Yarn over and pull a loop through, and then pull that loop through the one on your hook. Again, insert under the bottom stitch and the top stitch, pull a loop through, and then pull it through the one on your hook. I'm going to keep working my way down, joining the side of the pumpkin, and I'll meet you back and show you how to finish. Now that our piece is joined together, before you cut the cord, make sure you leave the tail about 30 to 36 inches long. You want a really long piece so we can make those nice ribs around the side of the pumpkin. Go ahead and pull your hook out and then pull that cord all the way through. Grab your tapestry needle and thread the end. We want to close up this bottom piece. So you want to take your needle and just weave it through the edge, I just go back and forth, weaving in and out on some of these edge loops. And then I pull my cord through, pulling it really tight because we're going to cinch up this hole. If you're using 5 millimeter, this can be tough, but just keep working, keep going around. And you may have to go around this a couple of times, weaving and pulling just to get the bottom closed. I wanted to show you, this is my second time around, and I actually like the way this is looking, so I may use this as my top. I just keep working my way underneath those very edge stitches and pull the cord. So it kind of closes that hole little by little. And to make sure it doesn't come undone, I'm going to weave the cord backwards in the opposite direction, and that'll keep it nice and secure. Now that one end is closed, we can go ahead and stuff our pumpkin and use that other tail to close up this end. Make sure to leave enough room for your cinnamon stick. And then to hide the tail, I like to take it through the center of the hole and then out the side of the pumpkin and clip off the excess. To make those ridges on the side, go back to your long tail and wrap it around the pumpkin. Then take the needle and insert it directly in the hole through the polyfill and push it through the opposite side. Then pull that cord all the way through. So you continue wrapping from top to bottom this way. When you're happy with the way your pumpkin looks, you can go ahead and hide the tail just like we did before. Clip off the excess, and your pumpkin is complete. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. Don't forget to add your little cinnamon stick. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.